Good morning. It's news time using Ground News app. Um, if you're ever doing these types of videos, make sure you turn on Do Not Disturb. This is not my first time at it. In any case, let's move on. This article is a 44% left, 11% center, and 44% right, equal coverage. We can see where each of the news sources ranks in who decided to cover this particular topic. I'm going to go with The Hill. Biden's lead over Trump narrows in new national poll. We're going to figure it out. I mean, it doesn't clearly state it, but we can kind of make a speculation as to why it's changed. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's lead over President Trump has narrowed since last month, according to a new national poll. Biden leads Trump by just 4 points, with Biden at 50% and Trump at 46%, according to a CNN poll released Sunday. That marks a significant change since the poll was last conducted in June, when a Democrat led Trump by 14 points and Biden at 55% and Trump at 41%. Here's the paragraph that makes the difference, in my opinion. The movement in the poll among voters is concentrated among men who were split about evenly in June, but who now back Trump over Biden 56 to 40%, and voters between the ages of 35 and 64 who tilt toward Trump now, but were leaning toward Biden in June, according to CNN. So in the course of a month, one major thing has happened that could, I guess, get some men riled up. I don't know. I don't really think in this perspective. But I believe it has to do with the fact that the Democrats chose a woman of color to be their vice presidential nominee. And historically, men have tried to suppress women. I mean, that's not even talking speculatively. That's talking historically. I mean, we're right here on the anniversary of the women's suffrage movement. So there we are. A 4-point shift. And the only major thing that's happened is Kamala Harris was picked. Let's ignore the things happening with the post office and the coronavirus tolls. I mean, 170,000 people plus people dead now, and we're pissed that a woman is chosen. Look at, Wilma Mankiller, chief of the Cherokee. Look at Angela Markell. Strong women. The sex of a person has nothing to do with their ability to lead. Look at the president that's currently in office. There's no leadership. There's just garbage pail kids insults. Anyway, it's enough. I don't usually go into that kind of stuff, do I? Second one I'm going to talk about will have a 33% left, 50% center, and 17% right bias. Okay. I'm going to go with Associated Press. Trump makes call for new White House doctors virus advice. I wonder how much experience this man has to give the advice. Hopefully the article lets us know. President Donald Trump has found a new doctor for his coronavirus task force, and this time there's no daylight between them. They are connected at the hip. Trump last week announced that Dr. Scott Atlas, a frequent guest on Fox News Channel, has joined the White House as pandemic advisor. Atlas, the former chief of neuroradiology at Stanford University Medical Center and a fellow at Stanford's conservative Hoover Institution, has no expertise in public health or infectious diseases. What? But he has long been a critic of coronavirus lockdowns and his campaign for kids to return to the classroom and for the return of college sports, just like Trump. So let's ignore Doctors Fauci and Birx. Let's ignore the fact that they have spent decades in the fields of infectious diseases and have worked on these particular topics, pretty much their entire lives. And let's go with a guy who has no experience in public health or infectious diseases. I think I'm going to go to my foot doctor to get my heart checked out. I mean, it's like that. Um, uh, Internal medicine, neuroradiology, all these different disciplines have different studies for a reason. Infectious diseases isn't just an internal thing, it's also how the infected interacts with the greater society. It's not just a medical thing, it's also basically a sociological thing. Okay, so we're pulling in a guy that wants to just agree, and we're gonna ring his bell as somebody we should listen to instead of the experts, because we want to have an echo chamber, right? We just want the knowledge that Trump wants to push, and not what's going to be best for us. It's time after time we see these experts get replaced by sycophants. It's just silly. Whatever. All right. So we're gonna talk about this one now. GOP Representative Kurtzinger. It's time to denounce QAnon. You know what? I am with you, my man. It's not often that I'm gonna agree with the GOP, but I'm with you, my man. Right here, I don't even have a center line bias that I can choose from. I can either do lean left or lean right, or far right. I'm gonna choose Politico for this one. Representative Adam Kurtzinger on Sunday emphasized the importance of President Donald Trump and other leaders calling out QAnon, a set of far-right conspiracy theories that allege the existence of a deep state against Trump. We've all heard it. Pizzagate. Um, there is no basement in the bottom of Comet Ping Pong, guys. The Illinois Republican who posted a video on YouTube explaining QAnon on Sunday morning said it's time for other lawmakers to definitively and emphatically denounce the theories. Why are we talking about this, you think? While QAnon theories have circulated in recent years, they have received more attention since Marjorie Taylor Greene's primary runoff win in Georgia's 14th congressional district on Tuesday. Georgia, I just watched a video outside of a campus with hundreds, if not thousands, of people all packed together at a party, not social distancing. What's going on with you? Anyway, let's get back to this. Greene has vocally supported QAnon theories, and Trump endorsed her candidacy. The president went so far as to call her a future Republican star after her primary win. She is heavily favored to win in November. Speaking on CNN's reliable sources, Kurtzinger said he supported Greene's primary challenger, neurosurgeon John Cohen, in the runoff. I think up to maybe a week ago, there wasn't a reason to denounce it because it didn't need the attention, but now it's made mainstream. We have a candidate that embraces it, that won a primary. So QAnon has been flagged as a possible terroristic group, I suppose the right term is. They're on watch lists through the FBI and other organizations. The whole idea is that there's a cabal of Satan worshiping Democrats that bathe in the blood of children, or something from some other stupid horror movie coming from the Sci-Fi Channel. No offense, Sci-Fi, you guys are all right, but you wrote the script on this one, it seems. Okay. The fact that we are voting in people that follow these conspiracy theories is what even is 2020 right now? The last thing I'm going to talk about is a personal interest of mine. This is a left 57, center 29, and right 14%. I'm going to go with CTV. I guess it's a Canadian group. Okay. California's Golden State Killer faces life prison sentence. I love the true crime stuff. Can't talk about politics all the time. If you don't know who Joseph DeAngelo is or the Golden State Killer, HBO currently has a good series that they put out on him. Okay, there are tons of documentaries. I'll be going in the dark. Michelle McNamara did a really good book on it. Anyway, Joseph James DeAngelo Jr., a former police officer, faces a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole for 13 rape-related charges and 13 murder counts stemming from crimes in the 1970s and 1980s across 6 California counties. He pleaded guilty in June and is set to be sentenced on Friday after 3 days of testimony from his victims and survivors. The 74-year-old is the elusive Golden State Killer, also known as the East Area Rapist and Visalia Ransacker. The charges linked to rapes were filed as kidnappings to commit robberies because the statute of limitations for sexual assaults had expired. This man started out entering people's houses and raping women. He accumulated over 50 rapes. Just the rapes alone, not including the 12 murders that he committed. He murdered not just women, but he also murdered men. He was basically almost like a family annihilator. Okay, and he went unknown for years. It's like the Zodiac killer, except for with a much higher casualty rate. It was 2017 when he was finally caught through DNA. So I've been following this case. It's a very interesting case, and if you're interested in true crime and don't know about this one, you should read about it. It's one of the most frightening. It's one of the most frightening cases that I can think of in modern day serial killer lore, and the fact that he was a police officer at the time probably had a lot to do with his ability to get away with some of this stuff. I read that he had consulted on some of the cases, but I haven't seen that since, so we'll see where that goes. In any case, that's the news I wanted to cover today. I'm at WIKWEKO on Twitter. That's Weekwako. I'm at IndigenousPatriot.com. I'll be doing a blog post soon. I like to call them articles to make myself feel better about them. If you like what I'm doing, please support me, follow, retweet, share videos, and I thank you. Let's see how long this one was. 13 minutes isn't too bad, is it? Hope you guys have a good day.